If you are a filmmaker today, or you travel a lot and you want to document your travels, you're probably going to want to know how to fly a drone. I'm Daniel with Bright Trip, and I want to explain briefly one thing that can make your drone footage look a lot better. These are called ND filters. The ND stands for neutral density, which means that it equally cuts light out at all colors. So it's essentially just acting as sunglasses and making your overall picture darker. These specifically are the ones that DJI makes, and so these fit perfectly right on the front of my Mavic 2 Pro. Mavic Pro 2? These can be used for both video and for photo, but for me, when I fly a drone, like 99% of the time I'm videoing, and so I'm going to explain how this works with video when it comes to a drone. So your ND filter is essentially changing your exposure, or the amount of light that's getting into your image. And there are other factors that you change to also change your exposure, and one of those is your shutter speed. So when you're videoing, shutter speed really affects the way that motion looks in your image. And so if you have just these teeny slivers of time that you're capturing, and then you're piling all those together as your frames, there will be gaps between each thing that happens. And so it looks really stuttery and not very clean of an image. It's kind of a weird concept because you do want to introduce some blur into your image so that when I shake my hand like this, it looks blurry. Okay, so all of this is to say, when you're flying your drone and it's the middle of the day and it's really bright and you just put it on automatic settings, what's gonna happen is that your shutter speed is gonna get cranked really, really high, meaning 1 over a really, really high number. And because of this, everything is gonna look really, really choppy as you go by it, or as cars drive under you, it's gonna look really choppy. So you wanna try out different ND filters so that you can adjust your exposure so that your shutter speed is 1 over, and then the denominator should be double the number of your frame rate, about. So if you're shooting at your 24 frames a second, then you wanna put on an ND filter that will allow you to have a 1 over 48 or 1 over 50 is what my camera allows me to do, shutter speed. This probably makes one of the biggest differences when it comes to image quality from a drone, and when you look at drone footage, what looks amateur and what looks professional. If this is your first time hearing this concept and you want to learn more, we have an entire course on camera fundamentals where Johnny and Iz explain how cameras work. Essentially, they talk about exposure, shutter speed, aperture. Anything you want to know about cameras is in that course. We also have an entire course about drones where we talk about how to move the drone to get better shots, and how to use your drone, and how to have proper etiquette, and how to find the drone that's right for you. Hopefully this has been helpful. If you liked this, please like it and subscribe. And if you have ideas for other videos that we could make, please leave a comment below. Peace.